That's great. I don't feel a thing back here. I'm back behind it there. Now, without the Delta K on there, let's show you what a driver's foot will feel throughout a hot afternoon on that floorboard.
Better move your hand there.
Folks, that's hot.
Boy, Jerry was really trusting there, wasn't he? The action on the racetrack has been hot all afternoon. However, we have had a crash and the yellow flag is out. The crash involves number 77, Ken Reagan, and Buddy Baker. Here's how it happened.
Looked like that Ken Reagan, something happened. We see the black marks going in the corner, and he backs in the wall hard. Baker looked like he just spun trying to avoid Reagan, and maybe didn't have any damages. I don't know if Buddy was able to get going again.
Well, no, he was out of the race car. We saw him. The driver we saw when we came on with it was Buddy Baker standing there, and or at least that's what I thought.
The yellow flag is out at Michigan because of a crash out in turn number 3. The car involved is Dick Trickle, the Trop Arctic Pontiac. Also involved in the incident was Bobby Killen. There's tire smoke coming from his car, but he's still out there running. Here is a replay of what happened.
It looked like Trickle was already in a spin. Hillen came by and clipped him as he was in the spin. Trickle backs into the outside wall once again. Already a lot of damage to the front end. And heading down into the grassed area.
And I'll tell you what, guys, as we look toward the north, there is rain just off of turn number 3 and turn number 4. At least that's the way it looks to me. You can see that it's coming this way. So we may be close here to the, there you can see how foggy and dark it looks.
When it looked like that this morning
at 9 o'clock,
it rained hard.
You better believe it. Let's go to Jerry Punch, who's in Rusty Wallace's pit. There is Rusty Wallace, who is back to 17th position. Let's take a look at the Big A Auto Parts pit stop performance. Woo, 27.7 to get in and out of the pits, but that's because it was under caution. Took the crew 21 seconds for a total of 48.7. But again, it's all relative because it was under yellow.
And Rusty Wallace has 4 fresh tires. That's going to be a big advantage to those in passing those cars direct in front of him. We see Dale Jarrett, the Citgo Ford, direct in front of him. Rusty Wallace has 4 fresh tires, so he should be able to get pretty close to the front. But unfortunately, by the time he gets there, his tires will be about worn out.
Yeah, Rusty is currently in 15th position, Benny.
They love their racing in Bristol, and it is a great racetrack. The half-mile high bank facility at Bristol next Saturday night.
The Busch 500. And here, the green flag waves at Michigan.
Well, I didn't think it was going to happen because the rain looked so close, but we are back under green. The scramble for position is going on. 3 wide into turn number 1.
Mark Martin got a great jump.
Second place is Greg Sachs. Third is Brett Bodine. Then comes Bill Elliott and Jeff Bodine. Martin begins to stretch out the advantage over Greg Sachs just a little bit.
And Dale Earnhardt went awfully high in turn 1, fellas. He might have a flat tire. Let's watch him as he comes off of turn 4. Came off of there pretty good, but there's a report that he might have a tire going down. We'll watch him again as he goes into turn 1. He's right in the middle of a big pack of cars.
He sure is. He's in heavy traffic. Right behind Davey Allison. Ooh, he gets a little sideways. A little bit of tire smoke from Rick Wilson. We talked about racing luck here in the Irish Hills of Michigan, and Dale Earnhardt is experiencing mostly bad luck this afternoon.
I don't believe he has a flat tire. I only brought back a little bit behind Davey there, but he might have just got in there a little too hard and said, hey, I've got a flat tire. And then after he went into turn 3 and it stuck pretty good, he said, well, maybe it's going to be okay. So he's going to ride a lap or 2 here and just see.
29 laps to go. How am I doing on my subtraction?
You're right. You're right. You're doing. Hey, you're using the calculator. Anybody can figure that out.
Who was that, Ned, that got me that calculator?
I don't know the gentleman's name. He gave me a can of hairspray at the same time. He saw us, I think Jerry Punch and I, up on the roof at Dover, Delaware, and the wind was blowing about 90 miles an hour. So he figured I need these few hair that I got left, something to hold them down.
Well, I tell you, I appreciate that calculator. No more subtraction mistakes for me this year. Earnhardt now goes up high, testing Davey Allison. Sterling Marlin closes in on the back spoiler of Dale.
Yeah, he's going to test Earnhardt in a little bit. And Rusty Wallace, look, he's up behind Bobby Hillin, the 8 car behind Sterling Marlin, and then comes Rusty Wallace.
And there's trouble over in turn 2.
Oh, several cars are involved in a crash up in turn 2.
Ooh, Sterling Marlin, looks like, up against the wall. Looks like the yellow hood of his car. There's Derek Cope.
Also the 48 car.
That car being driven by
Ben Hess.
Ben Hess, yeah.
So a 3-car crash in turn number 2 has brought out another caution period, and there was fire in that under that 48 car. Here's a race back to the stripe. Martin, Sachs, Bodine, Elliott, and Jeff Bodine cross the line in that order as Doyle Ford waves the yellow, slowing the field once again on the lap number 174.
He is still very, very close, obviously, in the points race, but if you'd have a cut tire and smack the wall, this point battle could be over here at Michigan, so nothing left to chance.
And Derek Cope's car, they continue to work on it, trying to get the sheet metal from rubbing on the tire, and he was one of 3 cars involved in this crash. We were following Earnhardt. Now the crash is going to happen right behind Earnhardt. There it is.
Well, we see the 94 car back in the wall. Here comes the 48. He spins to try to avoid the 94, and along will come Derek Cope. I guess it's on up in there, and Cope is going to hit the 48 car.
And now from inside Derek Cope's car.
You see him spin in front of him. And then it goes blank. He can't see for a moment. He goes down to the inside, all the way to the inside, and apparently got his left wheels down on the grass there, maybe, or certainly on the flat part of the racetrack, and causing him to spin around.
I think the 48 car spun and come down and nailed the 10 car as Derek was going by trying to avoid the accident.
Well, the 48 car of Ben Hess was the only one that was not able to make it back to the pit area. Derek Cope's did, and so did Sterling Marlin's, but the 48 car of Ben Hess is on the hook at the backstretch as they clean up the debris over there just off of corner number 2. That's our 6th caution period of the afternoon. We're 25 laps from the finish.